cultivation, but I rather use the word self-education
Why did you include it?
because it is uh, self-education is about man's learning in the world to understand their beingness
So,
within the suffering.
so
And
let me ask this question in Filipino ha, para mas maintindihan. Importante ba yung discussion mo ng Confucianism sa thesis mo?
yes,
Then why didn't you discuss it? Your only discussion of Confucianism is like around 2 paragraphs. So if it's really important, I mean, you have one entire chapter on Buddhism, you spent around 4 or 5 pages on the life of the Buddha. Shouldn't we at least give more space for Confucianism and Taoism? That's why I asked you, is it just like an afterthought? Naisip ko lang isama para masabi Eastern talaga. Because if not, and it's really an important part, then you did not discuss it. The nearly absent discussion of Confucianism and Taoism. Anong, sige, that's Confucianism. How about Taoism? Is there any relationship between Taoism and Buddhism?
yes, in a sense of there's a constant flux and there is nothing is fixed. For Buddhism, there is no permanent, and Taoism also confirms that man's life there is no
Where did
permanent.
Buddhism originate, rather?
In sorry sir, but
Where did it come from?
from the book, sir.
Anak ng... Where did it originate, the religion?
Sorry, sorry sir, hindi ko po marinig yung ano.
Where did the religion originate from? Saang bansa? Buddhism. The
Nepal,
Buddha, saan siyang bansa galing?
India.
India. Ang Taoism, saan galing? Where did it originate from? O saang subject nyo na pag-aralan ng Taoism?
I did not ano sir.
You didn't study Taoism?
Because I only about talk about in the Buddhism, but I only support the Taoism and Confucianism, but I did not go in the place of
No. Which country? That's just my question eh. Kasi that serves my point eh. Which country did Taoism come from? Parang Confucianism lang. Parehas lang ng bansa. Anong bansa yung Confucianism?
China.
China. Okay? So Taoism and Confucianism are Chinese schools, whereas Buddhism is an Indian school. So back to my question earlier, may connection ba, kahit sa research mo, or kahit sa subjects nyo, between an Indian school, Buddhism, and the Chinese school, Taoism? Huwag mo sabihin na parang flow, eme. Hindi. Is there really a connection between the two? Because there is. And yun yung gusto ko sana na nakita mo. I was hoping na you saw that. Meron ka bang did you come across?
No, sir.
Okay. Buddhism is Indian, pero bakit ang daming Chinese na Buddhists? How about the story of Kasyapa, Chan Buddhism? Because Buddhism, which leads me to my next question. What type of Buddhism are you talking about in your thesis?
There are two types of Mahayana and Theravada, right, sir? But I did not think about the two.
The divisions. You
Yeah.
did not.
Yes,
So you
sir.
have a thesis on Buddhism, tapos hindi mo alam kung Mahayana o Theravada.
But I understand, sir, that the Mahayana is about the self-journey, about meditation, while the Theravada is after you not really you achieve the nirvana, but you're going back to help others to attain nirvana.
Okay, kasi Mahayana Buddhism came from India and pumunta yan sa China. That's where we get Chan Buddhism. Yung story ni Kasyapa, yung lotus flower, and so on. And then, alam mo yung Zen Buddhism?
No, sir.
Have you heard of it? Zen Buddhism. Yung
Yes,
word
sir.
na Zen, okay? That's a type of Buddhism. So, Buddhism, plus nandito yan sa libro ni Dr. Ko, which you cited extensively. Kaya nagugulat ako, bakit hindi mo to alam? Everything is here. I had to bring this kasi mamaya we'll mention that too. Okay, that would have been a better discussion kasi sana. since gusto mong i-mention ang Confucianism and Taoism, yung connection ng yun, yung Mahayana Buddhism, which is what you're explaining here, and Taoism, I mean yung Chan Buddhism, Zen Buddhism connection na yun. I mean, it would have been a better flow kung ganun. But anyway, so for chapter 2 naman, on page 19, you say, ay ito muna, itong 3 types of suffering, anong connect nito sa Taoism? Ay sorry, sa Buddhism.
I put it so because I want to classify what kind of suffering human have in this world.
So, yung concept ng dukha sa Buddhism, it's able to respond to, or itong concept ng dukha is these 3? Yun ba yung, kasi medyo naguluhan ako dito eh. Kasi there's only one word for suffering in Buddhism, or at least yung the way we understand it. So, are you saying na yung idea ng Buddhism ng suffering talagang equated dito sa 3? Yun ba yung gusto mong ipakita dito?
Yes, sir.
Pero parang sa Buddhism, it's just one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. On page 19, sige, going back to sa sinabi ko kanina, you say here, it says, it seems that the one problem, it seems here, the second paragraph, it seems that the one problem of the existence in Confucianism standpoint is the action toward the others as they suffer based on their actions to the people that reflect themselves. What do you mean by that? To the people that reflect themselves. Sino tong mga taong ito?
Those people who understand the meaning of suffering, which these people help the others to understand as well.
What is suffering for Confucianism? Kasi you mentioned earlier, importante yung Confucianism dito sa study mo. So, what is suffering ba talaga for Confucianism? Your discussion of Confucianism is on pages 18 to 19. Gusto ko lang na parang clear definition what suffering is for Confucianism. Sige. Okay na? Pwede
Because
na.
I already also mentioned, sir, in the page 18,
Page 18, Confucianism's belief in the
True.
perfectibility? Saan?
it's not here, but I read that, sir, that through pain and in the Confucianism, suffering is a way that to understand that we have a body and a life, which
I'm sorry, body? Did you say body? Katawan? Ano sinabi mo? We have a
body po.
katawan.
Yes.
Okay.
That we are aware that we are experience this suffering, which is about self-education, learning, in understanding suffering. I mean, sir, because I also only talk about in Confucianism is self-education to understand that the way they experience suffering and the way learn about
No,
suffering.
kasi there is, I'm sorry, pero wala akong na-encounter na view talaga na suffering is an important part of Confucianism. I only understand suffering sa Confucianism in relation to rectification, pagtatama. So hindi importante yung suffering, ang importante yung natatama. And natatama ka according to what? It's not just blind suffering eh. Okay, tinatama yung mali ko. Pero patungo ito saan? Yun ang importante sa Confucianism. That is, so it's suffering, sa Buddhism, suffering for nirvana. Diba?
Yes.
At least nirvana ang goal. What becomes the goal for Confucianism? Don't say self-education. Something confusion talaga. Para saan na nagsasuffer in terms of education? Patungo saan yung education? Anong goal ng suffering nila? You are rectified, tinatama ka para ano? Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Na wala dito. Kasi kung importante talaga ang suffering, sana napapakita patungo saan? Kasi that's what you did sa Buddhism. Napakita mo, nagsasuffer, okay, may noble path, may way out. Nagsasuffer yung tao, ganito dapat ang gagawin niya. Sa Confucianism, kaya ang tanong ko kanina, importante bang Confucianism? Kasi kung yes, wala kang diniscuss talaga ng Confucianism. It would be better to just stick to Buddhism. Don't mention these anymore. Kung ganito lang, na parang nabanggit lang, hindi naman na-sustain, hindi naman talaga na-argue. Alright? Tapos on page 20, you mentioned lang, just mabilis lang to na, wu wei, which means flowing or smooth activity. No, wu wei literally means no action. It does not mean flowing. Magkaiba yun. Magkaibang Chinese terms yun. So, wu wei literally means no action. Nabanggit mo yun sa next sentence, pero nakalagay kasi dito meaning, which means, it does not mean. Wu wei literally does not mean flowing. Kasi, again, it's a different term. Page 21, some of people suffering according to, okay, this is surprising for me. Some of people suffering, dito sa summary ito, some of the people suffering according to Eastern philosophies stem from a query or uncertainty about God's presence, whereas the suffering they experience in this world is caused by evil. Anong Eastern philosophy ito na nanggagaling sa presensya ng Diyos, yung suffering? This is on page 21, brother, yung first paragraph ng summary.
Okay po. This is my understanding, experience po.
Some of people
Experience.
suffering according to Eastern philosophy. Hindi mo to experience. Sabi mo dito, according to Eastern philosophy. Anong Eastern philosophy ito?
Taoism. Taoism, sir.
May Diyos sa Taoism? Hindi Taoism. Sige,